Hello, Zeteskians. Today I am going to show off some of the miniatures that I have painted over the years. The first miniature I ever painted is this orc with black armor. I have some friends that were into miniature painting and they got me to try it on one of the miniatures that I owned, and it turned out pretty well, I think. After that, I thought I would try to challenge myself. So I decided to try to paint a miniature every week for a whole year, 52 in total. I quickly found out that it was easier said than done, and I tried to get ahead some weeks and then allow myself some time to rest in between. The year started off with this 8-legged lizard and continued on with the dark stone golem swordsman, moving on into the blue cloaker, and then I needed to catch up, so I went with the golems. So there's a gray rock golem, a mud rock golem, and a lava golem, and a sandstone rock golem. After that, I had some extra energy, and I did the Grim Reaper and a skeletal swordsman. And then I used the armor stand to catch up a little bit before going into the cat barbarian and the green troll. The elk spirit was my first experiment with painting without lines. So all the designs on it and the different colors were just whatever I felt like at the time. Then I did 2 elf rangers, trying to match them to each other. And the orange paladin, very reminiscent of the paladins from Warcraft 3. Next up were 3 zombies, followed by a blue ogre. And again, some of the patterns and tattoos that the ogre has are just, I wanted to give it a little bit of extra zazz. The next one I have labeled as Indian Sword Boy. Um, it came from a Kickstarter, so it doesn't have an official name. It was just one of the minis included. But it reminded me a lot of some of the old anime kind of things, like from Dragon Ball Z. So I wanted to make it really colorful to reflect that. Then I did another Elf Ranger in the same style as the first two. And then there's this thing that I have labeled as a Hydralisk. I'm not sure what it is supposed to be, but it reminds me of the Hydralisks from StarCraft. After that, there's a Goblin Rogue and a Goblin, I'm guessing, fighter, because he has 2 swords. Then the Lizard Folk Spear and the Lizard Folk Shaman. I actually painted those while I was visiting family, and they let me use their paints generously. After that, there is a Goblin Paladin and a Goblin Mage, and the Weasel I used just as something simple that wasn't very complex so I could catch up a little bit. Same with the Jade Rock Golem. And then I went for the Ice Revenant. So this was my first experiment using dry paints to try and get that frosty snow covering. After that, I did a bear and then the Spriggans. So there's 2 small Spriggans and a Spriggan mother. I think they turned out well. Then there is a zombie wolf and a 4th zombie. Then this gargoyle and the cabbage head. And then 2 more elf rangers, so we're up to 5 now. And a red rock golem. Again, trying to catch up. I was running out of ideas of what colors to do all the different golems because I wanted them to be each unique. So, gray, mud, sandstone, jade, lava, got those out of the way early. And then this one wasn't really sure, so I went with more of a red rock. After that, I painted this tree stump guy. And then I tried out these transparent mage hands and the pedestal as well, and the mage servant. They were done with just shaders, no base coat, because it was transparent and I wanted to keep that effect. I had kind of tried something similar on the lizard folk mage in the fireball that was in his hand, and I thought it looked good, so I wanted to try it with a whole miniature as well. After those, there was a dog and a mountain goat, and then finishing up the year-long challenge was the skeletal axeman. Afterwards, I painted this orange ape. It was quite a while afterwards. I was busy with other things in life. And just recently, I painted this gorillon. So I decided with this one to give you more of a look into the process. So him in the box, out of the box, and then after each color of paint, I took a photo. And this was the gray for his fur, the color for his hands and face, then the tongue and nails, then the teeth or tusks, then the shader, and lastly the pupils. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have new videos coming out every Saturday.